Can you feel the full moon in Virgo energy coming through right now? How is it impacting you? For myself, I have a tendency to want to start tidying things up when it comes to Virgo, but also Saturn is moving into Pisces, right? Just opposite Virgo. So there is quite a dynamic, quite a power that's going on with this beautiful full moon. And of course, the Saturnian energy moving through Pisces for the next 3 years, yeah? So welcome to this week's Angel Messages. We're focused on what this full moon means for you. We're going to pick some angel cards, just some words, see what wants to come up for us. And I've also chosen a little devil card and an angel card for all of us for this time, for the full moon energy. Devil is just lived backwards, just energy in reverse. It's not something bad or negative. It's something for us to take notice of. And there's an angel card that will balance that out as well. So what I'd love for you to do is just connect to your angels, invite them in, maybe place your hands over your heart. Ask whether message number 1, 2, or 3 is for you at this time. And see what comes to you. If nothing comes to you, then maybe all of the messages are for you. We are working with Archangel Raphael in the Soul Circle this month and with Healing Miracles. And it's perfect that the first 2 cards that came up, and this is for all of us right now, this is the little devil card. It's disappointment, so don't worry about that. It's just saying that, we may have been a little bit dejected, and throughout our lives, at least sometimes there's been disappointment, right? We haven't quite gotten what we wanted, or something hasn't happened that we expected. And the card that came up as a balancing one for that is healing. And I thought that was just perfect, especially as we're working with Archangel Raphael. So I feel that just because we're working with Raphael doesn't mean you are, but there is a sense of, you're here and you're watching this, so there's a connection. There's a connection to Raphael this month. So you may want to call in this angel to support you with your healing. And it's kind of interesting, isn't it, that disappointment comes in. There's this one little devil, and then the angels, there's a couple of angels there. So I feel that part of this is about calling in your angels to support you at this time. This full moon, full moons are a completion. There is, all right, I've finished that and I'm moving on to the next thing, or I'm releasing something and letting something go. There's all kinds of different things with the full moon. But it's come to this fullness because there's some part of your life that is completed. So when I think of Virgo, there's some part of it that is about logical, and it's our plans, and it's our structure, and it's our routine. And then there's Pisces, and I'm Pisces. It's all kind of, fly by the seat of your pants vibration to a certain extent. But you've also got that Virgo energy that's always coming in too. So there is this sense with this, the disappointment and the healing, that it's releasing it on a couple of different levels. It can be releasing it logically through your mental body, releasing it emotionally through your emotional body. So that then you can come to this place of, well, why was I disappointed? What was that about? So you could understand it a little bit more. And that healing really helps us. I always think that 50% awareness contributes to healing. So once we're aware of why we were disappointed or what was really going on there, because we have a story, don't we? We tend to create a story, and it's usually the story that creates that disappointment. It's not necessarily the actual event. It can be what we have expected and what we take away from it. So there is a sense with the disappointment and the healing to invite the angels in to help you to release any disappointment that's been in your life, no matter what it is. Whether it's disappointment about a meal that you had, a relationship that went wrong, disappointment that maybe, things aren't going your way at this time. and call in the angels to help you to heal, to help you to be aware of what was going on then, to help you to release that energy and to help you to come back into wholeness. All right. So there's something else with this 3 years of Saturn in Pisces. I feel that part of that is, again, it's like the end of a cycle with Pisces, isn't it? It just feels like karmically, because Saturn is all man time, it's karma. So there is a feeling of, all right, all that old karma that's been there, we got 3 years to move it out. And it could be in the next 3 minutes. And then the rest of the 3 years, it's plain sailing. It's up to you. But that opportunity is there for us to clear a lot out. So feel that healing energy that is coming in is not just about now. It's not just about this month. It's not just about this moon. It's so much more. All right. Let's see what the angels have for you. What card wants to come up to you? What word wants to come up for you? Number one. Yours is... It's a blank card. What does that mean? It means surprise. It's whatever you want it to be. But it's also to be surprised by the angels. So just for a moment, close your eyes. Invite your angels in. You could invite in Archangel Raphael as well. Invite your angels in and ask for a word. What word comes to you? What word filters through your being? And it might be more than one word. You don't have to just stick with one word. It can be more. It can be a flow of words. It could be a sentence. It could be a phrase. It could be a symbol. It could be a colour. If you get symbols and colours, and just ask, what does this mean for me? And see what comes to you. And share with us what came up for you, what that meant. And let's just say that, when you're reading the comments, that you invite the angels in to ask you, to clarify for you that maybe one of these messages is also for you, to guide you to the one that will support you at this time. The messages in the comments. So not just from me, but you're kind of double dipping with extra messages, right? So there was another thing that came up for me with this. It's about having a clean slate. It's okay, wiping things out. I'm done with that, because of course it's the full moon energy. We're completing things. We're going into the next stage of our lives and moving towards a new beginning. So this is that part of, beginning to close the door. So I feel that this is saying, okay, there's a blank slate there. What do you want? What do you want to create? What do you want to manifest in your life? What do you want on that blank slate? If you imagine that there's a big whiteboard right there, what would you write on it as your first wish? All right. I feel that's it. Number two is depth. So when you first look at that, you might think, what does that mean? But you see there's an angel right there. The angel's got scuba gear on. And the water is our emotions. So at this time, your angels are asking you, and especially with this full moon, there's a connection with our logic and our emotions, with the Pisces energy that's opposite it. It could be that you haven't wanted to delve into your emotions. You haven't wanted to dive deep into your emotions. We have in the Soul Circle an angel journal, and we have a deep dive. And every couple of days there is a question that will help you to go deeper in yourself and understand yourself more. And I feel that's what this is about. It's time to go deep. It's time to understand yourself more. It's time to understand what makes you tick. It's time to understand why certain things happen to you. So you're going deeper into your emotional energy. And what comes to me about this is when something keeps happening to you. If something repeats itself, it's the same experience, but maybe a different environment, different people, then it's time to look at what's going on within you. And it's not so you can blame yourself or take any blame at all. It's so that you can learn, so that you can see what it is, because we attract everything to us, don't we? For one reason or another, we attract everything to us. So why are you attracting this? If it's repeated, particularly, because certain things, when they're not repeated, it's kind of, well, you know, maybe you're part of that person's karma, or you're part of that person's lesson, or you said, okay, I'll be there for you and I'll help you with this. So if it's just a one-off thing, then it may not be something that is going on within you. But if it's something that keeps repeating itself, if it's something that, you know, no matter what you do, you can't get away from this, it's not the first time that this has happened, then maybe it's time to dive deep into your emotional self, into your being, into why this is happening, what you're attracting, what you've created within you that has attracted this to you, so that then you can understand it, be aware of it, begin to heal it. Remember, healing is the message, the overall message that is coming in for all of us. So all of the messages have a link to healing. So this is about going deep into your emotions and healing something within you, not because there's something wrong, but because there's something that wants to be seen, something that wants to be understood, something that wants to be healed. And it may not be obvious. It may be something very simple. It might be something from your childhood. It could be something from yesterday. Whatever it is, ask your angels to help you with it. So that's the first thing. The second thing, when I look at this, you know, sometimes we create a boundary around ourselves, don't we? With our emotional selves, especially when we've been hurt. We create a boundary around us, protective boundary. And I feel, it's like when I'm looking at this and I'm seeing the little angel, you know, with all the deep sea dive garb on, and I'm thinking to myself, that angel's not experiencing the energy of diving deep into their emotions because they're completely protected. So maybe ask your energy, am I protecting myself from experiencing all the wonderful emotions that I could experience? Just ask yourself that. Go ahead. And if there's a yes comes up, then ask, oh, is it time for me to start lowering those boundaries? Is it time for me to do something about those boundaries? And if the answer comes as yes, then ask, well, what do I need to do? How can I lower my boundaries? How can I continue to feel safe and protected, but also have my boundaries down so that I can experience more of this emotional energy that is so rich, that will support me? See what comes to you. And again, share with us what comes up. You could stop the video, you know, if I'm talking and you're trying to connect, stop the video and then go in and come back and let us know. There's one more thing with this, you know, going into the depth and the water is blue. So maybe there's a blue vibration as well, and that blue could be about your expression. Could be about going deep into your heart and into your emotions and really expressing yourself. All right, number three. Let's see what wants to come up here. Kindness. So the kindness, you know, it's got this little image of an angel. I'm sure there's something different that the angel is holding there, but it kind of looks like a hairdryer to me at the moment, which is sort of funny. It's probably a bird. And there's rabbits. There are rabbits around. And it's just about being not just kind to others, kind to yourself as well. how we treat ourselves, how we treat others. There's a reflection there, isn't there? There's something there, and it's kind of an interesting thing, when we become invested in the energy of love, when we truly become invested in the energy of love, then we don't think bad of others, we don't judge others, we don't have an agenda there that is negative, or we don't want others to be hurt. We want everyone to be in this state of grace and peace and love and happiness, etc. So I feel that this card that is about kindness, about being kind to others, being kind to yourself, giving to others, giving to yourself, there is so much more to it. Because, again, coming back to the Soul Circle, we did a meditation with Archangel Chamuel the other day, and it was very strongly pointed out during this meditation that every single being is you. We talk about there's only one of us here. We are all connected to Source, that we are all Source, that Source is, manifests through us. But it's so important to look truly at every living being and recognize yourself within them, see yourself within them, even those that are experiencing negative personalities and characteristics, is to see yourself in them and see the love that's there. And that love is you. It's the love that bridges the gap between you. It's that love that lives on. So I feel with this kindness that, just saying, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, and that's the reflection. It's to really understand it for what it is. That each and every soul, each and every being is you. So if you were to pass into spirit and you look back at your lifetime and you imagine that every person that you've ever had a relationship with was you. You as a child, you as an adult, you as a grandparent, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a girlfriend, boyfriend, etc. They're all you. Then how would you treat yourself? How would you speak to yourself? How would you think about yourself? How would you judge yourself? How would you criticize yourself? How would you love yourself? And how could you shift the energy so that all there is between you is love? How could you do that? And maybe it's starting with being kind to yourself now. What could you do today to be kind to yourself so that that is reflected out to all those other parts of you, that is channeled through all the relationships that you're in, with people, with animals, with all living beings, with trees, with every blade of grass? How would that feel? I feel that that's it. I feel that's it. Thank you so much for being here. As always, sending you love and angel blessings. Thank you for sharing my work. Thank you for being